So we're here to show off our game, Skulls of the Shogun. We call it an arcade strategy game. So it's got a full 20-level single-player game mode, but what we're showing right now is our multiplayer. This is a two-player match, kind of a medium-sized map. So there's really small maps and really big maps, and this is somewhere in the middle. And we've got a time limit set up, so we take really quick turns. There's a lot of pressure. It almost turns into like a little bit of a party game here. So what you see, each team's got their units. They have basic units like infantry, cavalry, and archers. Infantry pretty tough. The archers have a long attack range. The cavalry have a big movement range. And there's no grid. It's all based on your radius, and so it's all analog.
So you can see we're taking turns here. And Barut's purple, and he's just capturing some of the resources that are easy to get to at the beginning of the match before we get into heavy combat. So he's grabbing some rice patties. Rice is the currency in the game, so you haunt the rice patties to capture them, and that gives you rice over time throughout the game. It's a finite resource, it'll burn up eventually, but you use that rice to buy more characters and to do some advanced spells, which you can do with the monks, and I just got one here. So
you're going through the map as you kind of advance towards your enemy, building up resources like rice and haunting buildings. Haunting essentially just captures it. You have to stand there for a turn. You can't be counterattacked. The next turn it's yours. And so you can get different shrines, like the Salamander Shrine will give you a free unit, the Salamander Monk, who's all about like lightning and fireballs, and it's very, kind of destructive. And there's two other monks as well in the game. There's a Fox Monk, who's kind of a healer, and then the Crow Monk, who's kind of a trickster. He can mess around with the power of wind. And so now this turn, I've just gotten a Fox Monk up here. And so none of my guys are damaged, though, but now I'm going to go into battle, and folks are probably going to get damaged. So he's haunting, the yellow unit's haunting, won't counterattack me. And then as units act, their movement radius shrinks, and so they only have a certain amount of movement remaining. Various sorts of terrain where you can stand in bamboo, and that'll give you a chance of being missed. There's also, trying to do lots of wacky stuff to this genre of game. Besides just like removing the grid, there's a physics engine in it. You can knock guys back with any sort of melee attack, and that can push a guy off a ledge. That's like instant death. So all the kind of pools of the ponds of water here, you see those you can knock a unit into and get an instant kill. And so Ben's using his long-range archers to hit me. He's kind of now
finish him off with an infantry there who's got a lot of defense, but can also use them to finish guys off that have been damaged.
So now he's got several of my units down, and he'll be able to eat their skulls. That's the key way you power up units in the game, by eating the skulls of your fallen enemies. And so what eating skulls does for a unit is that you will gain, each skull you eat gives you an extra couple of health, heals you up a bit, but then when you get 3 skulls, you will turn into a demon who gets 2 attacks per turn. And so you can see at the very top of the screen there's 5 slots, 5 scrolls. Those are your orders. You're only moving 5 units per turn. That keeps the turns really fast. But then when you get a demon unit, he's got an extra attack for one of those 5 slots, so that's really powerful. And now there's one unit, I don't think we talked about, it starts with 2 attacks, and that's the general. And he's the guy that's sitting at the back of the battlefield there. And he's just charging up every round, every match he starts charging up. He gains health, and then you gains 1 health per turn. Then when you activate him, you can use him in combat, but he stops charging up at that point. I'm debating whether or not to activate mine right now, because I'm still hurting a bit. Alright, run away, Archer, run away. So I'll bring my newly purchased guy and finish off Ben's infantry. The power of long-range attacks. Yeah, I can pick him off too. Take that. Darn. So now I may be bringing out my general, and when you activate him, he can attack twice in combat. It's very powerful. He's got the strongest attack and the strongest defense. So he's the best unit, but he's kind of like the king and queen in chess combined, where if he dies, you lose. Yeah, that's the thing with monks. They're all essentially tied to the shrine they came from. So if I do successfully haunt that shrine and get a salamander monk, I kind of have to defend it a bit, because if Ben comes over and then re-haunts it himself, my salamander will die, and then he'll get one of his own. I can't eat him. You can't eat your own skulls. It's important. That would be cannibalism, I think. I don't know. Yeah, well, it's kind of questionable.
Yeah, it's just not a samurai.
Right, it's kind of weird.
Really.
Yeah, there's something about it. Darn it. So yeah, we really tried to, kind of infuse arcade sort of pace with the strategy game without sacrificing any of the depth. So by getting rid of the whole grid, you're not futzing around trying to pick the perfect square. It's more about like how you move through the space, whether you flank somebody, is Ben going to go around those logs to get me from the top or the bottom, that sort of thing. And then that lets us do, since we're keep the turns pretty fast-paced, that lets us do up to 4-player multiplayer. So this is a 2-player match, and then we can do up to 4-player maps. So this is one of our very smallest maps on the winter season. There's 5 types of environments in total, winter being the very last one you encounter in the campaign mode. And ice can enhance any unit being knocked back. Will just be that knockback will be increased.
Yep. So any of these melee units can do knockback when they attack. They'll push the enemy backwards, which you'll see right here. So this guy, well, he's going to die anyway. So that didn't work out for showing knockback, but let's take some shots here. So yeah, you get into battle really fast on this one.
And so this is almost like, you can play best 2 out of 3. Like, it'll take you, maybe 2-3 minutes, or up to 5, somewhere around there. Just a really short match. There's also like really huge matches that can, especially if you take like 4 players, can take up to an hour. So we really wanted to kind of give players the choice of, how big a match they wanted to get into. Okay. Skulls of the Shogun arcade strategy coming to XBLA, Windows Phone, and Windows 8 in late October this year.